First off, just let me say, yes, by default, my whole life, I have been a PlayStation guy because I've never owned an Xbox, okay? But no, I am not one of those annoying diehards PlayStation fanboys, okay? I just grew up with PlayStation and Nintendo, so those are the game systems I've always stuck with because that's what I'm familiar with. Now, if my mother chose to buy me an Xbox instead of a PS2 and an Xbox 360 instead of a PS3, then I'd be an Xbox guy, but here we are. So when I moved out for the very first time and I became a big boy and I had to buy my own console, my choice was not very hard to make. I was familiar with PlayStation, so I chose PS4. And at the same time, I kept seeing a lot of bad publicity with the Xbox One. Like, you can't share game discs. It's more expensive than the PS4 because Connect is required, constant internet connection, and they're leaning more towards home entertainment than actual gaming, etc. Being a broke teenager working 2 jobs at the time, who just moved out for the very first time, choosing the cheapest option was obvious to me. Also, a lot of times I could not afford Wi-Fi, so constant internet connection was not possible either. So for about 6 years, my only gaming consoles were my PS4 and my Nintendo Switch. In my mind, the only reason to buy an Xbox was to play Halo. Also, I thought that Metal Gear Solid 5 would be a PS4 exclusive, because Metal Gear Solid 4 was a PS3 exclusive, but for some reason, there's just some random Metal Gear games available on Xbox, but not all of them. I don't know why, that's just weird. Now, this is not going to be me comparing Xbox to PlayStation, alright? There are many things that Xbox can do that I love that the PlayStation can also do, and there's things that one console can do and the other can't, so I'm not going to be comparing them. Honestly, from my perspective, both consoles are very similar in a lot of ways, alright? This may piss people off, but I don't care. In my simple mind, they're similar, okay? This video is just going to be me talking about owning an Xbox for the very first time after being a PlayStation guy for most of my life, okay? Some comparisons may come up naturally, but in this video, I'm going to try to stay away from it. Now, moving on from PS4 and going forward to next-gen consoles, basically the story is I wanted a PS5, right? But it is damn near impossible to find a PS5 in my town, unless you get very lucky. So, after a while, I decided to broaden my search to also look for Xbox consoles, but still no luck. I figured if I can get my hands on any next-gen console, I'm gonna take it. After 10 months of searching, my hopes were slowly starting to fade away that I will never find a next-gen console. A couple times, I thought I found the Xbox Series X Halo Infinite Special Edition, but they just ended up being the Xbox One Halo 5 Special Edition. I'm like, what the heck? Real quick, I forgot to mention, a few times I thought I found a Series X. They ended up just being those stupid mini refrigerators. Now, I'm going back to November 8th, 2021, okay? The holiday season was almost underway, and this would have been my second holiday season in a row without a next-gen console, and that was gonna piss me off. But this was a day to remember, November 8th, 2021, okay? This was the very first time I brought an Xbox console into my home. This was also my very first day with a next-gen experience. I got lucky and found an Xbox Series S at my local Target. I brought it home, set up Game Pass, and I got busy catching up on all the Halo games. For a good 3 months, I played nothing but Halo. I played all the old Halo campaigns to catch up to Infinite. I tried Infinite's online, and I also tried Infinite's campaign. I usually never play online games. I'm only mostly single player, but I tried the online for Infinite. It was fun for about a month and then I lost interest, but the campaign was really fun. It was a semi-open world and I love open world games. So this was a nice transition from the mostly linear missions in previous Halo games. The open world elements felt a little half-baked and undercooked though. I hope 343 Studios and Microsoft expand upon and improve the open world elements in future Halo games, because this felt like a good step in the right direction. I would like to do a full Halo Infinite campaign review, but it's almost a year late and no one cares at this point. After playing Halo, I played my second favorite video game of all time, Fallout New Vegas, with Game Pass. Then I got really excited for Elden Ring because this was going to be my very first Souls game and it was an open world, and like I said, I love open worlds. I'm sure my PS4 would have exploded if I tried to play 200 hours of Elden Ring. But my Xbox Series S purred like a kitten, barely making a noise the whole time. After 100 hours of playing all the Halo games, 50 hours of Fallout New Vegas, and then 200 hours of Elden Ring, the Xbox Series S really impressed me with its performance. It is definitely a bona fide, legit next-gen console. At this point, is it current gen? Still next gen? I'm not too sure. Anyways, also I want to mention, yes, obviously the Xbox Series S is only digital, so it has no disc insert. Pre-pandemic, I always bought physical games, but during the pandemic, stores closing down and everything with the lockdowns, I got used to playing games only digitally, and also PlayStation had that play at home special or something that also got me used to games digitally. So at this point, I'm totally used to the Xbox Series S playing digitally and also Game Pass being totally digital too. For about 8 months, I played nothing besides my Xbox Series S non-stop, totally ignoring my PS4. I did take a break from Xbox for about a month in February to play the new Pokemon game, but that's it. After owning a Series S for about half a year, I decided to continue my search for a PS5 because at the end of the day, as much as I loved my Xbox Series S, it's no PS5. I did not find a PS5. Instead, when I was on the Best Buy website, I found an Xbox Series X. I ordered it, it got shipped from California up to Alaska. I picked it up at my local Best Buy, brought it home. Xbox Series X, baby. At this point, it was June 1st, 2022, so just a couple months ago, all right? I gave my Series S to my fiance so she can kill fools and suckers on Call of Duty online, and I accepted the fact I will probably never find a PlayStation until the year 2030 when I finally get the PS6. Console gods were telling me, you are now an Xbox guy. And I was like, okay, sure, I guess. The Xbox Series X home, I played Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time in years. I downloaded the new GTA 5 with the optimized graphics upgrade. Both games look so good. I was starting to accept the fact that I am now just an Xbox guy. But a month later, I got a PS5. Like July 1st, I got a PS5. So I'm not an Xbox guy. I'm not a PlayStation guy. I'm just a gaming guy who loves both consoles. Can't you be both? Anyways, I'm not going to compare Xbox's Game Pass to PlayStation's new Game Pass called PlayStation Plus. They're both great in their own ways. They're both amazing. I love both. I think console wars are dumb. Just play what you enjoy, all right? And what's personal for you, what you like. But I want to mention I am aware that Game Pass is a big reason to buy an Xbox. So that's 2 things so far. You buy an Xbox for Halo and for Game Pass. So I do have to mention that Xbox has possibly Game of the Year on their Game Pass subscription. Power Wash Simulator. So console wars are over, obviously. Xbox wins. But then again, PlayStation has that really adorable cat game called Stray on their PlayStation Plus subscription. That's obviously another contender for Game of the Years. Crap, never mind. Console wars are back on, baby. It's felines versus water pressure. In all seriousness, though, Elden Ring is my Game of the Year, and it's not even close. The competition, there is no competition. It's Elden Ring or nothing for Game of the Year. Going back to Game Pass, I really do have to say I don't have any words really to describe how much of a win it is for Xbox to have Game Pass. You have access to hundreds of games all the way back from the original Xbox to the brand new Xbox with brand new games in 2022. All these games are available for only $10 or $15 a month. And games I am interested in or have already downloaded are these right here. Let me know if there are any more exclusives or games on the Game Pass I should check out, all right? Because I don't know everything. I'm still new to Xbox. I would be interested in these games. Those games right there, I already downloaded on my Switch because I didn't know they were on Game Pass, so oh well. I love the optimized for Series S and X feature that new and older games get. Xbox and game developers going back and updating titles to look more impressive on the new consoles gives a lot of incentive to go back and play older games. I really appreciate that if you own one of these games and they get one of these optimization upgrades, you can upgrade your game for free to get the new graphics update. Let me talk about a couple negatives real quick. I'm gonna get this out of the way as fast as I can. It is a small thing, but it does annoy me a lot that the Xbox controllers require AA batteries to work, or you have to buy a separate rechargeable battery pack. Just the fact that these rechargeable batteries don't already come included with the Xbox console when you buy them, it really annoys me. This is 2022. Why am I still replacing batteries in my controller like I did with my Game Boy when I was 5? Some people may prefer this, but I don't. Second negative towards Xbox is the exclusive games. Now, I am aware that Microsoft is buying new game studios like crazy, like Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard, and more. Being new to Xbox, I'm not totally familiar with the big name exclusives, because there aren't very many, I'm sorry. But from what I can tell as of right now, the big exclusives are the Halo games, Gears of War games, Forza games, Rare Replay, Sea of Thieves, and State of Decay, but I think that's all I'm aware of right now. There are probably more, so please let me know if there are more I should be aware of. PlayStation exclusives, I don't have time to go down the list, so here you go. Look, I'm not trying to feed into any console wars. All I'm saying is Xbox has a lot to catch up on if they want to be on the same level as PlayStation's exclusives, okay? I know Microsoft is aware of this, and they are trying to fix this issue with more future exclusives coming hopefully soon in the coming years with their new game studios. Moving on from negatives and going to positives, one huge, ginormous, gigantic, colossal, massive reason to buy an Xbox Series X is the backwards compatibility. Xbox Series X can play Series X, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and original Xbox discs. This feature is huge. You can keep your discs from 10, 20 years ago and still play them on the brand new Xbox. I did recently buy the Metal Gear Solid HD collection from Xbox 360, and it comes with my favorite video game of all time, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. For a time, this game was available online, but due to some licensing or legal issues with Konami or something, the game is no longer available to purchase online digitally, which is a real shame because like I said, it's my favorite video game of all time, and as of right now, I am 99% sure there is no way to play that game on the PS4 or PS5. Now, if you have the original PS2 or PS3 disc, you can play it on PS2 or PS3, but not the new PS5 because it doesn't have that advanced backwards compatibility that the Xbox Series X has. Because with the Xbox Series X, you can put in the Xbox 360 HD disc and it works perfectly fine, and this is my only reliable and convenient way for me to play my favorite video game of all time. And this is a huge deal to me and made me fall in love with my Xbox even more. So that's 3 things so far to buy an Xbox: the Game Pass, Halo, and the backwards compatibility. And move on to the controller. I like it. The $60 to $65 price is reasonable and it's okay. You can use your old Xbox One controllers for the new Xbox Series S and X. The share button is right in the middle of the controller, so it's easy for access. And the triggers have a rumble feature that feel really good, especially when you're firing a gun in Halo. It just feels so good and cool and satisfying. The sharing game clips and pictures is a really cool feature I'm getting more comfortable with. The share button is right in the middle of the controller, you can't miss it. Or you can push the home button and go to the menu and clip and do the length of however long you want. A thing I can complain about is the time it takes from saving the clip to the time it takes to get on the Xbox app. It does take a while. But speaking of the Xbox app, I do love the Xbox app for the most part. I do encounter a lot of bugs and glitches sometimes. Trying to load game clips does take a while for it to actually load. And once it does load, I click out of that and go to a new video. That old audio from the old clip will still play over this new clip. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Or if I delete a clip, the audio will still play even though it's deleted. Besides that, the app is really cool. You can browse through the Xbox store, every game available, the Game Pass library, download games on your console from the app, no matter how far away you are. You can uninstall games on your console from the app. You can see your friends who are online, you can message them, and there's so many more features I do not have time to go over. When I'm at home, I have to be gaming because there's so many games I have to catch up on. But when I'm at work, I have free time so I can watch those reviews and gameplay and all that crap. This actually happened to me recently. I found Sniper Elite 5 when I was at work. I'm like, this game looks pretty, it looks like Metal Gear, it looks like I would enjoy it. So I'm looking, I'm like, it's on Game Pass. Let me go to my Xbox app. Bam, download right then and there. It works perfectly. When I got home, it was already installed, ready to be played. Design-wise for the Xbox X and S, I really like it. I like how simple it is. I like how both of them are just a box. A big rectangular black box and a smaller rectangular white box. Just like how men work in real life. It's just a box. Xbox is a box. You get it? Okay. I also really like the Xbox controller. You know it. I love it. You love it. Look at it. It's just really cool and simple. It is what it is. It's an Xbox controller. There's nothing over the top or flashy about it. It's a controller. I also really like how the Xbox X is just pure black, but on the inside fan, you can see like a green lining. That's so cool. I just love shit like that. It's just cool. This looks good. Now, when it comes to performance, all I can say is going from the base PS4 to the Xbox S to the X, the difference in performance and gameplay is crazy. Comparing specs to the Xbox X and the PS5, consoles look very similar to my simple brain. I can tell that the Xbox X has a little more impressive hardware, but at the end of the day, to me, it looks like they do the exact same things. Obviously, the visuals and gameplay are a lot more smooth and refined compared to last gens. Obviously, 4K to 8K resolution and 60 to 120 frames per second and upgraded internal hardware will do all that, so it's expected. But still, it just blows my mind how good it is now. Wait and loading times in games is at the most a few seconds. It is ridiculous how fast the Xbox is when it comes to waiting and loading times. Also, 1 terabyte of internal storage is absolutely ridiculous. That is more than enough storage I will ever need. Right now, I have 12 games downloaded, and I still have 200 gigabytes free. One feature that I love, absolutely love, is the quick resume feature. This really blew my mind and solidified that we really are in the era of futuristic gaming. done playing Elden Ring for the night, okay, just turn off the Xbox or put it in rest mode, come back tomorrow, pick up right where you left off. Literally a couple seconds, bam, you're right back into the game right where you left off. One little small negative thing I noticed with the quick resume is if you keep using it over time, my playthroughs and my games started to be a lot more glitchy and laggy and buggy as the time went on. Like I used quick resume for like a week or two straight, and that game started to get really laggy and buggy. It's not the game, it worked with, this happened with multiple games, but the issue fixed itself when I just reboot the game or I just like did a hard close on the game or something. At the end of the day, in my mind, the Xbox and PS5 are very similar in a lot of ways. Right now, PlayStation is killing it with exclusive titles while Xbox is playing catch up. While Xbox is killing it with accessibility to older titles and backwards compatibility, while PlayStation is playing catch up in that field. I'm pretty sure the future is bright for Xbox if they can play their cards right after buying all these game studios. I can't wait for Starfield and hopefully Hellblade 2 next year. I would like to say the future exclusives counts as another reason to buy an Xbox. There's no way to say it's worth it until we actually get these games in person and have them in our hand playing them. So I will say it's half a point for the possibility and potential of great and fun exclusives in the future that we will get one day. So it's 3.5 reasons to buy an Xbox. That is a real character arc. That is real character development right there. I started with 1 reason to buy an Xbox, ended with 3.5. I appreciate and love both my gaming systems. Honestly, to see a positive in a bad situation, because I couldn't find a PS5 for so long and the console shortages, that gave me a new appreciation and love for Xbox and opened my eyes to a whole new side of the gaming world. I will never be selling my Xbox Series X. That big, black, bold, boxy boy is mine forever. I still personally prefer the PS5 for the exclusives, but I do believe Xbox will catch up and I will love both the same one day. But like I said, as it stands, I still really appreciate my Xbox Series X and I'm grateful to have both consoles.